You see, when you go to a fish pond and you are standing at the edge of the fish pond, looking direct, you see fish swimming. The fish does not see you, but you are looking at them. If it is in a clean water, you are looking at the fish moving, and they are so comfortable. Now, that fish, I said it someday, you cannot catch that fish without a hook. That's number one part of this illustration. Because he's a master. He was raised in the sea, in the water. He's more familiar than you. That's number one part of this analogy. Why? The river is his abode. He cannot catch you. He cannot catch it without a hook. Then what is hook to your life? Sin. Satan cannot kill anybody. He can never destroy anyone. But out of your greed, your impatience, your lustfulness, and all that comparison, that makes you to go to his net, and he will capture you. And when you come out, you start struggling. You know what it takes when a fish come out of river? What happens? It remains permanently restless, and after a while it dies. Maybe like 2 hours. You are already out of the net, but the 3 hours it takes a fish to die, your own can be 20 years. So that's the difference. But out of the river, you are already out there. And that is the river of the living water. That is the essence of God in you. When you come out of it, you begin to sweat. You sleep at night. You want to force yourself to sleep. No way. That's number one. Number two is that when you stand and be watching at that fish, the fish does not see you. That is how, when spirits that occupy, principalities that occupy the space, when they look at you down here, when they stay at the edge where laws of gravity does not get to, they see you clearly walking in the physical world. He knows your next agenda is looking at you. You go inside your room, he's looking through the roof, just as you can look through the water. He's watching you wherever you go. So he can plot anything and get you, just as you catch the fish. Because as the water is to the fish, so air we breathe is to human. So the air we are breathing, if you go to the spiritual world, it is as thick as water. That's why you can see angel being suspended on the air, just as a fish can swim in the water, and a person who knows how to swim in the water can do that. So if you are down an ocean and you see someone swimming, can you see he's flying according to you who is down in the ocean? The fish also fly if you are down in the ocean. So that is how, when you are in the spiritual world, this air, they swim in the air. They swim in the air. They can get suspended. A spirit can get suspended, but the air is thick to hold them in the spiritual world. That is the reason sciences have not discovered or explained what they are talking about, the laws of gravity. But I'm explaining it to you today. That laws of gravity is that there are certain altitude where the thickness of the air stops. So when you throw something there, before it get there, the thickness of the air will push it down. But it gets to the ground level, so to say, then it will beat the laws of gravity. Then it can be suspended there because the air that is thick is no longer there. So we are going into physics now to see the things which they couldn't explain. If you go into an ocean and throw something like this, it will not travel. There is a force pushing it down, and that is the thickness of the air, the water. But if it can force itself out of the water, it will be suspended on the water. So that is the laws of gravity as they said it. But we, the spiritual scientists, know the spiritual essence of the laws of gravity. It is a place where the air is no longer thick. So if you throw something, there is nothing that is going to force it down. So the principalities and power living in that spiritual world is looking down on men. And when they want to attack, they dive in and swim into that. Look at kite or sparrow or eagle. Eagle move more than 150 kilometers per hour. More than 150 kilometers per hour. If he has a target from there, just as you run on the ground. So you'll be wondering, how could it be able to be that fast? Because the air is like the earth for you. It's for them, for the eagle. So it's as water, as car is moving on the ground, 150 kilometers per hour. So it moves in the air 150 kilometers per hour. So your land is this, but that is its own land. Glory be to God. Have you seen why we say the scientists must consult us on a very good day? So that we begin to tell them the deep things of God. So please, children of God, look for your source. Look for someone who will tell you till tomorrow you have not lived and how it's going to be. Which I told you, let me cut it short for you. You must not be a prophet. You must not meet a prophet. But if you have the teaching of the New Jerusalem, you will be able to live above error and mistakes. Because truth is an address.